Hello, welcome back to Sims Legal Mentoring's YouTube channel. I'm super excited for this video today. Essentially, I've decided to do a monthly must-read book series. So I'll be posting a video every month about good books to read about a certain theme. I was someone who literally used to read all the time, from like Jacqueline Wilson to Harry Potter to those Goosebumps series. If you know, you know, those were sick books. I literally read them all, but then as soon as I started my law degree, I don't know what happened, but my motivation for reading fictional or non-fictional books just dropped. I think maybe all that reading I had to do during my degree just put me off a little bit. So in this series, I'm kind of helping myself in learning to love reading again, but also to provide reviews to you guys about books that I've read on certain themes. And in true legal fashion, today's video is going to be about must-read books for aspiring solicitors or legal professionals. All the links to the books I've mentioned in this video are in the description below. I split this video into two sections. So the first section is about books for aspiring solicitors who are hoping to get into commercial law, and these books will really help you with your applications to such law firms for training contracts or vacation schemes. The second section of this video is about how to excel as a solicitor and the legal sector in general. So this latter section is not only for aspiring solicitors, but it's for future trainees like myself, it's for current trainee solicitors, and for other legal professionals. So let's jump straight into the first book. This first book is the Commercial Law Applications Guide, produced by Mindful Learning. Let me tell you guys a bit about what they're about. Mindful Learning is an educational support company that provides bespoke products and services to individuals that are attracted to city careers like consultancy, investment banking, and commercial law. Specifically to aspiring solicitors, they provide one-to-one coaching sessions, for example, Watson Glaser masterclasses, application masterclasses, cover letter or CV reviews, and interview coaching. You know me guys, I had to hook you up with a little discount to this applications guide. I'm delighted to be able to offer you guys an exclusive 35% discount on two of Mindful Learning's most valuable resources: the Commercial Applications Guide and the Commercial Law Assessment Center Guide. I'll be talking more about the Applications Guide in this video. But before I do, that discount code is SIMS35. Both the Applications Guide and the Assessment Center Guide has the contributions of over 200 future trainee solicitors who are at various international law firms. So this can highly increase your chances of securing a vacation scheme or a training contract at a top law firm. So in this video, I'm going to talk specifically about the Applications Guide produced by Mindful Learning. This guide includes chapters, for example, on how to use the best writing style when drafting cover letters or application responses. It also talks about how to incorporate your work experience into your application, how to demonstrate your commercial awareness, how to tailor the application to the firm, and a fully comprehensible cover letter template. This guide contains 22 sample cover letters and application responses from successful vacation scheme and training contract offer holders. These include firms like Herbert Smith Freehills, Allen and Overy, White and Case, Freshfields, Clifford Chance, Sidley Austin, Norton Rose Fulbright, CMS, and many more. What really stood out to me when I was reading this guide was that there was not only just the writers spitting their advice and facts about how to succeed when writing applications, for example. For every single piece of advice or statement that they provide, there is a dedicated example to show you how you can put that advice into practice. For example, I was reading the third chapter of this guide, which talks about how to show commercial awareness, a common topic that aspiring solicitors do find difficult. Here I was reading a section about COVID-19 and the pandemic, and then there was an extract of a sample paragraph below this, just to really hone in on the explanation provided above. Another chapter that really piqued my interest in this guide was a how-to on how to answer certain application questions, like where should we build our new office? If you have seen my previous YouTube videos on video interviews and group tasks, you will know that this particular question is very, very common. And quite often it can be tricky to answer. So this book helps you in tackling those tricky questions that you could be asked. If I could describe this book in one word, it would be practical. Honestly, if you haven't clicked on the link below to buy this book right now using my exclusive discount code SIMS35, I don't know what you're doing. Go now! And while you're at it, let me introduce you guys to the next book that I have within this must-read series. This next book I want to introduce you guys to is actually an e-guide called Unlocking Yourself After Lockdown, written by a good friend of mine, Akil Hunt. I first met Akil at a commercial law bootcamp which we were co-hosting with other legal professionals. I definitely learned so much from the way Akil engages his listeners. He is truly inspirational to listen to, and his advice is practical. He shares some real gems. I have since kept updated on his events and posts on LinkedIn. Some of you may have come across his really insightful and practical LinkedIn posts. And he's also ran live Q&As in the past with significant figures in the legal industry. It is so clear that he knows his stuff. This e-guide details 10 things that we can do during and after this lockdown. So many aspiring solicitors ask me, what should I be doing during this lockdown? And this e-guide really helps tackle that. Not only that, but this e-guide is free, the link to which is in the description below. What I really love about this e-guide is that everything is in a step-by-step manner. So for example, chapter 1 is about finding your strengths and weaknesses. Once you've surpassed this objective, then you can move on to the next chapter and keep on building from there. This e-guide is all about improving your mindset and self-awareness during this lockdown. This e-guide has also helped me so much in terms of providing productivity tips, how to make the most out of your day, and putting your mental health first. This is particularly important, especially for aspiring solicitors. I'm really honest in saying that the training contract process can be quite grueling, quite soul draining, and having the right mindset not only reflects well on your applications, but later on in the cycle too, it can help in your interviews. So if you're someone who's had enough of reading all the legal based texts and you want something that's a bit more refreshing, then definitely this e-guide is for you. If I could describe this book in one word, it would be inspiring. This is because this e-guide provides a refreshing take on responding to rejections and things like imposter syndrome. Now, the next two books I'm going to mention are really helpful, not only for aspiring solicitors, but future trainee solicitors, current trainee solicitors, and other legal professionals. Don't know why I said that weirdly. Now, the next book I want to introduce you guys to is The Training Contract Handbook, written by Jake Shoga of City Careers Series. I worked with Jake on an employability bootcamp back in September and last month, which was about converting internships into offers. The advice he gives is absolutely fantastic. Jake is a qualified lawyer, having trained at Freshfields before leaving the city to focus on advising startups and scale-ups. He has authored 7 books on the recruitment process and career development, and he's recently founded the Commercial Law Academy, which is a comprehensive e-learning platform for aspiring commercial lawyers, the website to which is in the description below. Honestly, this training contract handbook has been such a lifesaver for me, particularly as I'm starting my training contract soon. I, for one, will definitely be a neek and be taking this book into the office with me. Let me tell you some of the topics that the book covers. For example, the book covers things like how to use your initiative while on your training contract. This is equally relevant for internships and vacation schemes as well. Communicating and presenting in front of others, organizing yourself and balancing multiple responsibilities. I like to think I'm an organized person, but this book really gave me tips on some things that I'd never thought about before. For example, with email filing, which I definitely did not consider. This book even talks about how to say no. This is something that I get quite scared to do in the workplace, like saying no to someone. I feel like I'm letting them down. But this handbook really simplifies that process down for you. What's really great about this book is that Jake also provides the viewpoints of other professionals and experts. For example, there is a section on writing and drafting in the book where Jake provides the advice of an actual writing and drafting trainer. Now, aspiring solicitors, you may be thinking, how is this handbook helpful to you as well? Before my paralegal experience and before doing the LPC, I had very limited experience and knowledge of what trainee solicitors actually do, as well as a limited knowledge on particular practice areas. So knowing this stuff and reading this handbook can really help you to understand whether this profession is actually for you. And then you can use this information to really impress your interviewers on topics like commercial awareness, for example, during your case study interviews. The second half of the handbook goes into a lot more detail about M&A and dispute resolution. These are both areas that the vast majority of trainees will experience during their training contract. And what I really love about these handbooks is the level of detail it goes into about the key documents involved in such transactions. For example, from SPAs, non-disclosure agreements, and engagement letters to shareholders agreements and loan agreements. It also demystifies key legal processes and terminology with a detailed section on due diligence and document review processes that trainees typically manage, as well as explanations of key contractual protections, for example, warranties, indemnities, and undertakings. If I could describe this book in one word to you, it would be practical. Guys, this is an absolute must buy, and while you're at it, do check out the other books in the City Careers series. Get your copy of this book via the description in the link below. Now, the final book that I want to introduce is by no means the least. Let me introduce you guys to The Legal Insider, edited by Matthew Berwick. You'll be impressed by the accolades that this book has already achieved. For example, it's been reviewed by a New York Times best-selling author. It's been advertised in the 2020 Financial Times Innovative Lawyers Report. It's been mentioned in Legal Cheek and other outlets, as well as ranking first in the Amazon bestsellers list for law for the layperson and top 20 for legal education. If this doesn't persuade you enough, all the proceeds raised from this book will go towards a scholarship fund helping individuals who want to do the GDL or the LPC. This book is also fantastic for aspiring solicitors, future trainees, and beyond. Honestly, the best thing about this book is that it encapsulates the views of many individuals, from paralegals to associates to those who work in-house to the head of departments. Literally any legal professional you can think of has had a say in this book. Chapters 1, 2, and 7 were ones that I found that were really cool for aspiring solicitors because they tackle topics like the difference between a barrister and a solicitor, becoming a lawyer in Scotland because why not, alternative routes into the legal sector, demonstrating resilience, and advice for mature students. I hope you can see from the examples provided above that this is a book that doesn't just tackle the normal everyday topics that arise in the legal sphere. I think this book really goes towards in making the legal profession a lot less intimidating and a lot more accessible. This book, for example, even talks about diversity and inclusion in the legal sector and what more can be done. This is a topic that is really close to my heart, and naturally I flicked to that section straight away. If I could describe this book in one word, it would be honest. The people who contributed to this book should really be commended for their openness. Get your copy of this book via the link in the description below. Thank you guys for watching my first video in the must read book series. I'll be back next month with a new theme to base my books on, and I hope to see you there.